1978, the Police arrived in New York as an unknown band. Over the next month, they played night after night in small clubs up and down the East Coast. And they drove themselves around in a hired van. It was the first stage of conquering America, 100 people at a time.
After CBGB's, we played the Bottom Line, which was a slightly fancier place.
Okay.
So it happened gradually,
Yeah.
in my feeling. In fact, it happened glacially slowly. It seemed meteoric. Meteoric?
I like that.
It was glacial.
It's
Because I was driving every night.
What is clear is that the police had worked their asses off in America. I think they played 27 gigs in 26 days. They were just putting their backs to it, you know, just go, play, play, play. Because they had their sound, they were now confident of the sound. They were playing Roxanne and the Outlanders d'Amour set. So they felt they knew exactly what they were doing and they went for it. They really felt they had a chance now, that this could take off. It's not punk. It's not that horrible sound, which America didn't take to. It is full of classy musicianship, and that did get through in America.
I'll send an SOS to the world. I'll send an SOS to the world. I hope that someone gets mine. I hope that someone gets mine. I hope that someone gets my message in a bottle, yeah.
Those small dates were like filled with detail that you can remember. Each club was different. It had a different atmosphere, different architecture. And you remember that because it was so detailed. And it seemed like a long time. Everything seemed kind of elongated. Whereas when we got to the arenas, everything looked the same. The dressing rooms looked the same, the audience looked the same, the cities kind of looked the same, the hotels looked the same.
Yeah.
But in the early days, everything was different.
Yeah.
Within a few years, the Police were the biggest band in the world and were filling arenas and sports stadiums.
I'll tell you what, let's get our bearings here. There's some people over there. There's some people right up here. There's some people right over there. Where else? Oh, yeah. This is called Walking on the Moon.
Life on the road is, well, one of the strange things that I used to find. You know, you're talking about the big gigs you did with the boys and the Police and all that. And this is one of the things that always spooked me out sometimes, when they'd get you straight from the stage into the cars, back to the hotel. Bingo, you were in your hotel room, and you're sitting there going, and the adrenaline's flying around you, and you're going, what just happened?
It's very alienating to be the center of attention and all of that energy and focus, and then suddenly you're on your own.
These guys, they could hold it together because they're all three very strong people. Clearly, there's this element of testing to destruction. And it reached the point where they really couldn't stand each other.
Every breath you take, and every move you make, every bond you break, every step you take, I'll be watching you.
Every breath you take was one of the last occasions where they could hold it together. This is the crescendo, and this is the edge of the cliff.
Every game you play, every night you stay, I'll be watching you.
We achieved whatever we set out to do tenfold, 100-fold. I mean, it was just ridiculous. I wanted to start again. I wanted the feeling of starting again was what I wanted.
The Police broke up in 1986, and Sting went on to launch a hugely successful solo career. Today, Sting likes to mix up the big arenas with the more intimate gigs. You have to go on and play in front of, say, 80,000 people. And you have to try to have that same kind of feeling and bring them all in to you and make it feel small. That's what I'm trying to say.
Make a small event into something
big,
significant,
yeah,
and you make a big event into something intimate.
And that's exactly what it's in. And how did you find that that was easy? Because first of all, it quite intimidated me. I was, you know, looking up at these rows of people.
I think it's easier playing stadiums.
Yeah.
I think it's just
Well,
it's a big gesture. It's you know, it's one chord. It's lights. Playing in a club where people can actually see you this close, you really have to work.
But isn't that one of the joys of it?
That's why I keep doing it. You know, I
that's
keep
why you do it.
do different tours all the time, playing in a small theatre and playing a big stadium or playing a club. You've got to keep that muscle stretched.
In November 2016, Sting played the first gig at the Bataclan Club in Paris after a terrorist massacre a year before. The concert was a tribute to those who died and a gesture of solidarity with the historic venue. It was also a statement of the importance of live music. You know, I've got to ask you about a wonderful gig you did at Bataclan Club. And that was very special for you and for everybody else.
It wasn't the easiest gig of my life. The Police played the Bataclan in 1979. It's a very famous French music hall. Long history, very, very well thought of place. And like everybody, I was deeply shocked and saddened by the massacre that happened there a year before. And then 2 weeks before the anniversary, I got a phone call from the club saying, would I come and reopen it? I didn't think much about it. I just thought, it's a job. But I knew I would have to strike a balance between a respectful honoring of the people who died, lost their lives, because their families would be there, survivors would be there, and also I had to celebrate this reopening of this very famous, wonderful venue. So I had to somehow achieve a balance between the two. And I think starting with a minute of silence was very profound for everybody. And imagining what it was like on that, like the mayhem and the terror, nightmare situation. And that minute of silence was very intense. And then I sang a song called Fragile, which I normally finish the show with. But putting it at the beginning, you know, it's about the fragility of human life and, you know, violence.
If blood will flow, when flesh and steel are one, dry and in the color.
It was a tough gig, and I don't want that to be my calling card.
And on the rain will fall like tears from the star, like tears from the star. On and on the rain will sing how fragile we are, how fragile we are.
I'm glad I did it.
Yeah, I'm proud you did it, mate. You know, I really am. You stood up. It was a terrible, terrible thing that happened.
Well, we need music. I think music is very consoling
Yeah,
in situations like that. So we have the right to play music, and we should not be in danger when we do it. And the audience should be able to come and feel safe. That's our right.
Cheers, me son. Here's to you.
Thank you.
Pleasure. It's been an
It's been a
absolute
nice
pleasure.
walk down memory lane.
Yeah, it has.
It's a very nice pint of Guinness.
Said, me son.
Thank you.
I drink coffee, I take tea, my